ado, I'm going to hand you over to the main man, Waddy. Take it away, mate.
Hello, welcome to tonight. Obviously, special event, special live event. So we have this man sat next to me. A brief introduction. He was signed after being released by Newcastle. Joined us in 1994 as a 19-year-old. Yes. Made his debut coming on as a sub in a 1-0 defeat against Brentford.
August the 27th.
Yeah, there we go. I've not wrote that bit down. Went on to spend 8 years at County across 2 spells, making a total of 264 appearances, 32 goals, including that penalty, which we will discuss later at Main Road.
Briefly.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Tony Dinning. Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm all right now.
You're all right now.
No. At the minute.
Good. So, so as I said, we're going to go 35, 40 minutes, talk about you, have a bit of a break, and then we'll have quick fire questions. So, everybody, there's pens and paper on your tables. So, if you've got any questions for Tony, get them down and we will... Do what? No. Don't ask questions about the penalty because we're going to talk about the penalty anyway. Any other questions that you've got, get them down. If they're about flies, don't. Dave. So first things first, obviously before County, you was at Wallsend Boys Club. You started out there. How did you get into that? Was it from school?
Yeah, when I was about 9 or 10 year old, I got told about these trials were going on down at East End Boys Club, and down Wallsend, which is rough as badges, to be honest with you. But I went anyway, and it was just like trials matches sort of thing. And I was a centre forward at the time as a kid, and went down there, played the game, we won 3-0, scored a hat-trick. And then I got signed for them at like 10-year-old sort of thing. And then played the season for East End Boys Club, they were called, at the time. And then about 12 months later, I got a knock on the door. It was a Saturday morning or something, and it was a manager from Wallsend Boys Club knocking on the door, says, "Want to come and sign you?" And I was like, "Well, I'm all right where I am. I'm playing with my mates sort of thing." It's like a mates thing sort of thing. "Yeah, but what do you want to do when you get, like, do you want to be a footballer?" I says, "Yeah, I do." He said, "You need to come to Wallsend." I said, "I'm all right at the minute." So I stayed there for... I was just playing with my mates, I just want to play football, didn't I? And he said, "Well, if you want to make it, you need to come and sign for us." So I just stayed there for a bit, and then next season, same again, come round. So I ended up signing for them in the end. And every week, it was like, it's weird looking back now about how academies are going on now and stuff with kids and stuff, but every single Sunday at Wallsend, there was scouts from Everton, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, this, that. And I got asked, I went to Nottingham Forest, I was at Newcastle, I ended up going to Newcastle, School of Excellence it was called. There's about 70 kids there all thinking they were going to like get to where they wanted to get to sort of thing. I was there Mondays and Thursdays for training and stuff, and every single night of the week was just football. And I went to Forest for 2 weeks on during the Easter holidays and stuff, break from school, go to Nottingham Forest when Brian Clough was manager, and then Everton for a couple of weeks and stuff like that. And then when I got to, back in the day, it's different now, but back in the day you could only sign for a club professionally when you were 14.
Okay.
And a week before I was 14-year-old, Forest offered me a 6-year contract, Everton offered me a 4-year contract, and Newcastle offered me a 4-year contract. So it was like, I thought, I'm a Geordie. I mean, I'm saying for Newcastle, end of. And I actually signed for Newcastle on my 14th birthday. Wow. That's the earliest you could sign, so I signed for them then. 2 years schoolboy and 2-year apprenticeship.
Good. So is that so? It was. Was you a Newcastle fan?
Yeah.
So obviously that was
Yeah,
always
I
going to be.
used to go. My dad used to take me when we could go, by the way, because again times were tough back then, and
Yeah.
he couldn't take me every week. But when he could take me, we'd go to the games, and yeah, I'd be on the terrace as well, obviously. And,
Excellent. Now, you didn't actually play a your first team game for them, did you? But you went over to Sweden.
Yeah.
For I'm not going to be able to pronounce this properly.
Drew Gordon.
There we go. That team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You went over there. How long was you over there? Because you only played 2 games, and according to Wikipedia, you scored an own goal on your first.
Yes,
on
I
your
did.
debut.
Well, I beat 6-1. You say that, but I did score for them as well in the same game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wikipedia doesn't say that.
No, but what was weird about that is me and Alan Armstrong, obviously another legend. Me and Alan went when we got a pro contract at Newcastle, because Keegan took over at Newcastle when I was a YTS, second year YTS, and there was 9 of us. From that 70-odd when I was 11-year-old, it got whittled down every year, and there was 9 of us got apprenticeship contracts. And then at the end of the YTSs, there was 2 got pro contracts. And this is weird talking about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Looking back, I'm thinking, what a freak, but I did it anyway. I was 18-year-old, and it was like D-Day sort of thing, if you're going to get a pro contract, sorry, or not. And you're going for the meeting in the morning, and all the YTSs are in there and stuff, and you go in one by one to see Keegan, whether he tells you you're getting a pro contract or not. So it was like...
Oh, that's terrible.
It was at the time, but like I say to you, that's what I'm saying nowadays, it's scary when you look back of how things could have turned out.
Yeah.
Of where you could have ended up and what you could have been, sort of thing. I'd probably be in Paperboy because I was thick as. I'm being serious.
The oldest paperboy in the country.
Seriously, I would have been, trust me. And you go in there and Keegan says, yeah, I'm giving you a pro contract sort of thing. I was like, and I remember coming out of the ground at St James's Park, I was 18-year-old. Picture this, I'm 18-year-old. I've got my kit bag over my shoulder. I'm sprinting for the bus. I jumps on the bus, gets home, and I sprint along the street. It's emotional talking about it, actually. Goes and says, a pro contract. And my brother came in from work. He was like 2 years older than me. And he's like, how are you getting on? So I've got a contract, like, sort of thing. So we went out, we had a good night and stuff like that. And I remember the next day going to the ground and send this contract. And it's in front of you, and you sat there with Tony Howard, who was called, some of his name, Tony Howard, secretary, was sat there and sent this contract. And I get home, and my brother says to me, I said, yeah, I've signed it, yeah. He says, how much you getting a week? I went, I don't know, actually. I didn't actually know. Didn't even look. And I went in the next day and asked the question. I said, oh, by the way, another contract I signed yesterday. I said, how much am I getting? He goes, I bet when I was 18, a pro at Newcastle, 125 quid a week. And I'm thinking, 125 quid? I could work in fucking Asda for that, didn't I? I was like, I wasn't bothered. I wouldn't actually bother me. Because of what I wanted to do.
Play football.
Yeah. And then Keegan sent me and Alan to Drew Gordon. He said, right, you've gone from YTS to the pros sort of thing, a big step up. You need to keep yourself fit during the summer. So I'm sending you on loan to Drew Gordon just to keep fit and trained.
So was that during the off season?
Yeah. So that's when I went there. And then I ended up their centre half got injured when I was there. And I ended up playing 2 games. I wasn't meant to play a game.
So it was just for training?
Yeah, because Keegan had a contact across there, the manager who knew at this team, and just said, can you just like get these lads train with your first team and just keep them fit sort of thing and make sure they're ready to join in with the first team when they get back for pre-season training. Right. And then someone got injured, so I ended up playing 2 games. And I remember the first game I played was against Hammarby. I still remember the game. We got beat 3-1. And it was the first time I'd got back, me and Alan got back, because we got like an apartment, me and Alan did for like a month, sorry. And like a massive like 6-bed apartment, just me and Alan there. And we used to be every night in Stockholm. But anyway, so that's another story. And
we'll come to that.
Yeah, but people, no, we won't.
Oh, okay.
We won't go there.